All right, come on. Welcome to Bracket Bashers, the podcast where we take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your host this evening, so please don't stand by me, Freddie Fisher, and this is Jess.
Jessica, the best looking bastard.
Q.
Of course, this is Q, the best bastard of them all. And, that's just really all I got to say because I am the fucking best.
He
I'm the
wishes.
one that says what everyone else is thinking because they're all too scared to say.
And that's three of us from the original show, but we have two special guests this week, and I'm going to have them talk about their show a little bit, what they're from. We're doing a crossover episode with Literature Reapers. I'll get that out eventually. It's a very good show. Go ahead and check it out. But Casey and Shanna, tell us where you're from and what your show is.
Well, we are two of the three hosts of Literature Reapers. It is a literature review podcast that drops the first Monday of every month, and occasionally you will get a mid-month check-in. We take turns picking books and then no holds barred review them. We tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, the truth, and we have a great time doing it. And as Casey will explain, we were number one. We are currently, what number are we, Casey?
Two.
And that is
As
still
Q
really
lovingly
good.
said, we are the. Q and Freddie said we are the shit. So Q and Freddie said we're the shit, so we are the shit.
So, I mean, that's pretty great for a monthly podcast. We've only done one mid-month check-in, so I'll take it.
There you go. And with them adding on to the show this week, we are the bastards running this thing. We, along with Literature Reapers, I'm just going to start calling you guys the Reapers so I don't continually to fuck up your name. Along the Bastards and the Reapers are going to be joining forces this week. It's like a couple of biker gangs. And we're talking books to movies. The great, fantastic movie, The Princess Bride, won last week's episode. So it will be going automatically to the finals. We'll be facing one of these 32 movies that we currently have. I start us off as always. But before we start, we have a rule on this show. We have a couple rules, actually. One is the entire hashtag FYF, fuck you, Freddie. If there's something on here that you do not like, you just want to bitch and complain, go ahead and blame me. I'm quite used to it. By saying loud and proud, fuck you, Freddie, or any kind of particular way that you go to do that. Rule number two is the blowing your load or the final swing. If you are one of the first people to vote, since we vote round robin style in this one, and do not want to be one of the first people to vote, you can blow your load or use your final swing. But be careful, you can only use this one time per show, so make sure to blow your load or use your final swing in the appropriate manner on the appropriate person. First up, we have Silver Linings Playbook versus Girl Interrupted. I've never seen Girl Interrupted. It is on my list that I was supposed to be watching this week. Unfortunately, I could not find it anywhere. And it's one of the few movies I do not have. Silver Linings Playbook, however, I love the mental, the entire headspace and aspect of this movie. It was on our mental health movies bracket as well. I don't think it got the right amount of play. I'm pretty sure it lost out in the first round on that one. So it will be getting my vote on this one. Although I'm pretty sure Girl Interrupted was on that bracket as well and did not make it out of the first round. But since Jennifer, Casey, help me out on this one. She's like your favorite person. Jennifer Lawrence, thank you. Is extremely stunning in this movie, even though she plays a batshit crazy, but for good reason. Silver Lining Playbook will be getting my vote. Jess, what is yours?
I'm going with Girl Interrupted. That is a fantastic movie, and it actually really is a good book.
There you go. Q?
I'm going to go with Girl Interrupted because I like interrupting them because, well, I like hearing my voice over theirs.
Casey?
I'm going to go with the movie that got Jennifer Lawrence the infamous tripped over her own dress at the Academy Awards. Silver Linings.
Silver Lining Playbook gets a vote, which means it is a tie-breaking decision. First match, first game comes down to Miss Shan Banan herself. Is it Girl Interrupted or Silver Linings Playbook?
I absolutely love Silver Linings Playbook. It is wrongly funny. I feel guilty about laughing at certain parts of it, but I do it anyway. So I have to go with Silver Lining.
Silver Lining. Silver Lining Playbook gets a bid in the next round in a split vote. Jess starts us off on this one. We have Catch Me If You Can versus Schindler's List.
I'm gonna go with Catch Me If You Can.
Ooh.
Gets a vote. Q.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. So yeah, catch me if you can.
Gets another vote. It's one away from going on. Casey, is it Schindler's List or Catch Me If You Can?
Nothing against Schindler's List. It's a really well done movie that's incredibly uncomfortable to watch. But I can't vote for it. Catch Me If You Can.
Gets a third vote and the win on that one. Shanna.
While I love Schindler's List and the story of Schindler's List, it's not a movie that I enjoy. It wasn't a book that I enjoyed. So I'm going to go with Catch Me If You Can because I could watch that movie for entertainment value.
Going from a tie-breaking decision to a sweep, Catch Me If You Can moves on to the next round. I actually enjoy Catch Me If You Can. I'm not a huge fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, but I do enjoy this movie. It moves on. Q starts us off, and I'm really glad he is because and he's on mute right now. Let's see if we can get him back. We have Jurassic Park versus Goosebumps.
I mean, this couldn't have came out more better for me to start this one off, right? I mean, that's fucking epic. Of course, I'm going with fucking Jurassic Park. Come on, who wouldn't want a pet dinosaur?
Jurassic Park gets a vote. Casey.
Yeah, clearly Jurassic Park.
Shanna.
Jurassic Park all day.
Fucking right, doggies.
Jurassic Park moves on, but I will be voting for Goosebumps on this one. I love this is a books over movie vote for me though. I love the book series, the Goosebumps. The movie was not great, but it also wasn't geared toward me, and I can understand that. And again, since Jurassic Park is already moving on, Jurassic Park also, by the way, in 3 separate bracketology brackets, which you can check out on Facebook, by the way, won 3 separate individual brackets.
Because it's fucking an epic movie.
And also the T-Rex won my bracket, the one-on-one I did with Dre for movie villains.
Is Rexy a villain though? Like, she's just doing what she's supposed to, and she's trapped in a place where she shouldn't be. So
don't take her win away from her.
I'm not taking her win. I personally think she's in the right.
I did not the Velociraptor win, like.
But that's me. Goosebumps gets my vote. Jess, finish this out.
Jurassic Park all the way.
Jurassic Park moves on 4-1 on that one to the next round.
Of course,
Casey will be starting. Well, Casey will be starting this one off. We have. This should be a good one.
I don't like your laugh, Freddie. I have a feeling I know what we're talking about.
We have woman versus woman on this one. We have Mary Poppins versus Carrie.
Hashtag coming up September 6th on an evening at the movies. We'll be discussing Carrie, and it will be getting my vote. So Carrie moves on to the next round. Thank you. Move on.
Hashtag, that's a long ass fucking hashtag. Carrie gets a vote. Shanna.
I'm going with Carrie too. Not the movie. The movie. I'm going with Carrie as well.
Granted, the Rage Carrie 2. The Rage Carrie 2 is a good movie.
Yes.
It is. It doesn't hold a candle to the original movie. I get that, but it's not a bad movie if you don't compare it to the original movie. It's actually, as far as a standalone, it's far better than a lot of the other secondary parts that people have attached to it. Carrie gets a vote.
It's better. It's better than the first remake they did.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Mary Poppins on this one. I don't like the movie Mary Poppins, but I do love the entire quip that they have in Guardians of the Galaxy where he goes, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." And I'm pretty sure Carrie's going to win this entire thing. Win this matchup anyway, so it's not going to matter. Jess, is it Carrie or Mary Poppins?
I'll give Quentin the tiebreaker and go with Mary Poppins because I can care less for either one of these ones.
Well, that and Carrie's a horror movie, so
that too, which is why I can care less for either one of these.
It is a tie-breaking decision. Q, is it Carrie or Mary Poppins?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and Carrie killed it, so we're going with Carrie.
Carrie moves
God,
on
Q
in
gave me a fucking heart attack.
In case he was going to implode.
Yeah,
I was going to implode. Oh my God.
Hey, Freddie, before we move on, pronounce supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Me?
Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It never gets old.
I know it's supercalifragilistic. There is a C in that. There's no K, but there's a C.
Cala.
California,
Cala.
Oh, either way,
California.
I can't spell it either. So
I know you
that's a callback. That's a callback to the Disney songs bracket, by the way.
I know.
If you guys want to check that one out. Shanna starts us off. We have two books about boyhood friendship. We have Stand By Me versus The Outsiders.
Oh, fuck you, Freddie.
Ooh.
Right in the butthole.
Ew.
Without lube.
I knew that was going to happen too.
You don't want to be anywhere near that butthole.
I think I'm going to go with Stand By Me.
This is Stand By Me gets a vote. I'm also going to go with Stand By Me. I've never seen it, but I did watch The Outsiders this week for the first time. And I don't like it. I don't like the movie Outsiders. I don't.
You're crazy.
Granted, I'm judging it by the point that it gets so much credit. So if you come to me at a movie that I'm expecting a 9 or a 10 out of it, it's got to be a 9 or a 10. Because if it's not, I'm gonna go off of that scale. It's a decent movie.
I would like you to watch Stand By Me and tell us your thoughts.
It's on. I got like 3 movies to watch within the next week, but I can't watch it today because I have a Craig Ferguson stand-up thing to go to tonight. I'm looking super fucking forward to it. So
you didn't invite me?
No, I'm going with my wife, and we have 3rd row seating in that. And I'm super stoked.
You didn't invite us?
No, for a damn good reason. Stand By Me will be getting my vote,
Freddie.
Jess.
Wow. I went with Outsiders.
Outsiders gets 1 Q.
I'd have to agree with you, Freddie. It gets a lot of credit, and it doesn't really hold up to the hype. But I'm still going with Outsiders.
And in the second tie-breaking decision in the row, but it goes to Casey this time, who almost blew his shit because Carrie almost didn't make it out of the first round. Casey, is it Outsiders or Stand By Me?
Spoiler alert, I will not vote against Stephen King unless I absolutely have to. So I will be voting for The Body / Stand By Me.
Moving on to the next round, Stand By Me goes on 3-2 in a split vote. I start this one off. We have Blade Runner versus Ready Player One. This is the original Blade Runner versus, of course, the movie Ready Player One, which is the movie I will be voting for. It's not in 80s movies, but it's kind of an ode to the 80s, and the book is a bit dry for me. The movie is far better, but even saying that, the book is actually still pretty good. We'll be getting my vote. Jess.
I'm gonna go with Ready Player One. Never
Gets
read the
another
book,
one.
but I love the movie.
There's actually a Ready Player 2 on that one as well. I haven't got a chance to read that one yet, though. It gets a vote. Q, Ready Player One or Blade Runner?
Ready Player One.
Right.
Round 2. Casey, Ready Player One or Blade Runner?
Round 2.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Gets another one. Shanna finishes out.
Ready Player One.
In a sweep, Harrison Ford stays in first round. Ready Player One moves on. Next up, Jess starts us off. We have V for Vendetta versus Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Sounds like a porn. It's Bram Stoker, not Stroker.
I know.
You weirdo.
And I said that the moment I said it. I was hoping nobody would catch it, but
Look at your audience here.
Yeah, right.
Of course we're gonna catch it.
You should know.
Well, and the
Shanna better
reason
than
why
that.
I was looking at the word Blade Runner as I was saying.
Freddie,
Yeah.
stop trying to help
I was
your
looking at
case.
the wrong one, so the R got in there, and looking back at like old episodes, the entire Bukake moment is still in my head and that
Stop
involves the
trying to
entire
help your case.
Stroker thing. So there's that. Anyway, Dracula versus V for Vendetta. Jess, what is your vote?
Dracula.
Gets another one. Gets a vote. Q.
I want to suck your blood. Okay.
Casey.
This sucks because I have a gut feeling deep down in my soul that Dracula eventually will match up against Stephen King. But I will not vote against Dracula. Dracula.
I can tell you right now that you're going to have to vote against Stephen King. With that, Dracula will be moving on. V for Vendetta is out. Shanna, is it Dracula or V for Vendetta?
Bram Stoker.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Gets another one. V for Vendetta is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've never read the book that it's based off of. I've never read the comic book series as well that it spawned. But it's a damn good movie, and it will be getting my vote. 4-1. Dracula moves on.
I'm not sure. Blah blah blah.
No. Q starts us off.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm going to skip that one because I want Casey to start that one off. So Q starts this one off. We have Jaws versus Cujo.
Versus what?
Cujo.
Killer shark versus killer dog.
You and then Joe.
Yeah, Cujo. Cujo.
Oh, I don't
Big
like that
rabbit
name. So
Saint
I'm going
Bernard.
Jaws.
Jaws gets a vote. Casey.
Cujo.
Tie game. Shanna.
I'm way more likely to try and pet a rabid dog than I am a shark, so I'm going Jaws.
I've always wanted to pet a shark, though, and I've pet a lot of dogs, so I'm going to go with Jaws on this one.
When I was growing up, I've told this story before. When I was growing up, we lived along the East Coast, and there was a hurricane, and my parents thought, like, oh, cool, let's go check out the damage. So we went to the beach, and there was, like, sharks washed up on the shore, and my parents were like, ooh, they're dead. Go stand by it. We want to take a picture. That shark wasn't dead. It jumped at me. I'm scarred.
Jaws is a classic. Jaws is a classic summer movie. I will be going with that, which means Jess has a tie-breaking decision moving on to the ending the first half of the first round. They're both horror movies. Is it Jaws or Cujo? Tie-breaking decision.
So I've actually tried shark before, and it is the most disgustingest thing ever.
Very rubbery.
Very rubbery and very oily, and it tastes absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna go Jaws.
Jaws moves on. That's a really weird way. It's a really weird reason to vote, but all right. That's Jaws moves on to the next round. We'll be right back right after this break.
If you'd eaten dog before, would you have gone with Cujo?
Hell no.
Has anybody here been to China?
No, but
I
I've
think
eaten dog before.
I've eaten dog before.
I think the only time I would ever actually eat dog is if we were in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and I was literally starving to death.
We when we were stationed overseas, we had a family that invited us over for a barbecue, and it was in their culture to eat pets, and we didn't know it, and I ate dog.
Oh, no.
Was it good?
I thought it was okay until I found out what it was. Like, I didn't know what it was, so I was like, I didn't have that preconceived notion that it was gross. Like, oh my God, I'm eating Fido. But then, like, after I found out what it was, I was like, oh no.
Interesting.
I'd cry.
Let's say I've lived in Cajun country for a while. I've probably eaten things that I honestly don't want to know what they are, so I can't honestly answer that question at all. So that's the end of the first half of the first round. Casey, you had to add? Or was it Shanna for that one? I can't remember. Okay.
Go first.
You said
I am
Shanna went first.
Yeah, I am Shanna, one half of the crew at Crime Rewind, where we talk about the old, the cold, and often untold, where Amanda, my amazing COVID sick co-host, and I talk about old cases that haven't gotten enough attention or just haven't gotten any attention. We drop it every Tuesday morning, and you can get your true crime podcast fix on any place you get your podcasts.
I love that tagline, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, thank you. It just came to me one day when I was
I'm going to let
dropping
you know.
the show.
I want to let you know, too, if you tune into this week's episode of Crime Rewind, Amanda is going to have a very masculine voice. So
Yeah, she's got the vid, so Casey's filling in for her.
Welcome back to the second half of round one. Casey will be starting us off on this one. We have... Are you ready for this? We have The Green Mile.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Versus Shawshank Redemption.
Oh
my God. I think my heart just stopped.
His heart is in his butt. That's like having to pick your favorite child.
I did. It is. It really. I did.
I'm
not
gonna let
want
you
to
right now.
I didn't want to.
I'm gonna let you know right now, especially with Q being here. Nobody has blown their load, so that's point number one. You do have that option, but with 5 of us, it is probably going to be likely that you're going to end up being tie-breaking decision anyway, because I know Jess isn't going to care. I'm not going to care. And Q is going to intentionally fuck you up, and Q is right before you. So you're probably going to end up having to end up, if you blow your load, you'll probably end up being tiebreaker anyway.
She might as well be his.
So realistically, this entire vote is going to depend on you.
So before you said all of that, I was thinking about not doing what I did last week and blowing my load in the first round.
But I'm going to give you one more piece of information. You can all agree that we're going to end up trying to screw over Casey, right?
Yep.
Yes.
No,
Pretty much?
definitely
Okay.
not. I
So-
would not do that. I like
It's an
Casey.
American
Yes.
pastime.
Hashtag
It's an American
fuck you, Pete.
pastime. So I will give you the option. Since we are in the second half of the first round, you have the option of knowing who it will be facing in the next round. Do you want this option?
Yes.
Going 3-2 last round, it's either going to be Shawshank or Green Mile will be facing Jaws.
I
I
don't
think
think
that
he
hurt his
likes that
feelings
answer.
more.
I keep piling this shit on.
So I'm damned if I do and I'm damned. So if I blow my load now, then
You're still going to have to go tiebreaker.
I can't do it. Then and I
Hey,
still
at least
can't do
I'm
it in the
being
second round
nice.
because I already blew my load.
At least I'm being nice now, and I'm letting you know that that's probably going to be the decision made. So it's going. You're going to have to figure this out by yourself. It's going to be your vote. Realistically, it's going to be your vote. Either Shawshank or Green Mile is going to move on.
And since he's going first this time, he'd be going last probably the next time. So, I mean, we could just give him tiebreaker both times.
Probably, yes.
I'm such an
So
asshole.
okay, for one, I'm gonna go ahead and blow my load,
Okay.
and it is what it is. Fuck it, I don't care.
All right.
So you're all
Either way,
saying
Shanna.
Stephen King's moving on.
With the
So, I
vote.
mean, it's a win and
We
it's
have
a
a pre-cover.
Shanna, is it Green Mile or Shawshank?
I'm going Shawshank.
Shawshank gets a vote. I'm movie for movie because I'm yet to read either one of these books. I would rewatch. I'd rewatch Shawshank more for comedy, the comedy aspect, because if you look at it in a very fucked up way, it is kind of a funny movie. So I'm gonna go Shawshank. Jess, is it Shawshank or Green Mile?
Green Mile.
Green Mile gets a vote. Q.
Oh, what do I
Uh-huh.
do? What do I do?
Yeah, don't fuck with me, Q.
That's like an invitation.
Right. You basically just open the door and you're like, fuck with me all you want. So
It's
I'm
like
going to
your
have to
parents
go
say,
with
know what's
Green
don't
gonna
peek at your
Mile.
Christmas presents. They're in the closet.
Green Mile does get a vote, which means it is a tie-breaking decision. Casey, you already know who it is, but it's going to go Shawshank at 3-2, or Green Mile at 3-2 will face Jaws at also 3-2 in a split vote in the next round. So is it Shawshank or Green Mile?
The part that kills me is the fact that I love both of these movies greatly. Both movies and both books are incredibly great, faithful adaptations. This sucks. I'm gonna go the Green Mile.
Green Mile
Terrible
moves
choice.
on.
Amanda's going to be so mad.
I don't give two shits. She knows good and hell well that Green Mile is my number 3 favorite movie of all time. So
I'm not
she
going to
knows
lie.
I'm dark and
I was going to where I was on mute and I was going to be like, hold that thought. And I was going to go grab a knife and be like, but
Shanna
Also
starts us
mute.
off. And we have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which covers her horror fascination,
Mm-hmm.
although it's more of a thriller. And we also have 50 Shades of Grey, which covers the other side of her life. So is it 50
Yeah.
Shades or One Flew?
Just don't let me into a mental institution. Dirty. No, I'm going to go with 50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey was actually my wife's choice in this one as well. I put, there's one movie I wrote in here twice, and I don't know why. So it replaced something that I miscounted. So 50 Shades of Grey gets a vote. I will also be going up for 50 Shades of Grey because, of course, I love my wife. So there's that. Jess, 50 Shades of Grey or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
50 Shades.
gets another and a third vote, which means it will be moving on. Q, 50 Shades or One Flew?
We have 49 shades.
What about 69?
I was leaving that for Freddie, but
The fact that your wife is funnier than you, that it just makes it bad.
wow, one time, one joke, she gets over me. Jesus, never gonna hear the end of it. Just for that reason, I'm not voting for 50 Shades of Grey.
Maybe. Everyone anyway.
Kids, yeah, it already did. Casey, is it 50 Shades of Grey or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I will never vote for 50 Shades.
In a split vote, 50 Shades of Grey moves on to the next round, faces a sweep in the next round. I start the next one off, and we have, let's go, Edge of Tomorrow versus Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket to me is two separate movies. It's much like the Rocky Horror Picture Show in that one, where like the second half of the Rocky Horror Picture Show is absolutely terrible. The Full Metal Jacket, the beginning of the movie is great, and it moves on until pretty much Pyle kills himself, and then the movie is terrible after that. Or at least it's a different movie. It's not really terrible, different movie. Edge of Tomorrow, I believe they're actually making a sequel of this one as well. I can't wait to watch it. And Edge of Tomorrow will be getting my vote. Jess, Edge of Tomorrow or Full Metal Jacket?
I'm gonna go with Edge of Tomorrow because I don't know either one of these.
Full Metal Jacket
Gets another vote, or sorry, gets a vote. Q's out somewhere. Casey, is it Full Metal Jacket or Edge of Tomorrow?
Full Metal Jacket.
So in a tie-breaking decision, Shanna, do you want to know who's facing in the next round?
No, it's not going to influence my vote. I'm going with Full Metal Jacket. Like you, Freddie, I really, really enjoy the first part of it, but the second part, I'm just like, meh. I often forget that that's part of the movie. So, but I still love the first part enough to vote it through.
Okay. Full Metal Jacket moves on in a tie-breaking decision. It will be facing another split vote in the next round. Jess starts us off. We have, let's go, Arrival versus Martian.
I didn't really care for Arrival at all.
Oh my fucking god.
So I'm gonna go with Martian. Because I live with
Martian
one.
Martian gets a vote. Q, Martian or Arrival?
Speaking of Arrival, it's coming across Netflix right now. I'm gonna take that as a sign. I'm going for Arrival.
Arrival gets a vote. I actually watched Arrival this week. Casey, Arrival or Martian?
The Martian, but oh, by the way, Shan, look what arrived today.
Woo-hoo! My birthday episode.
Shanna, Arrival or The Martian?
I'm going to go with The Martian because I really enjoyed how he, at least in the movie, you got to watch him figure out how to survive on Mars. I really liked that. I thought it was really interesting. Plus, Matt Damon.
It's gonna be a 4-1 vote on this one. I'm gonna go with The Martian on this one as well. I watched The Arrival this week. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a little bit more of a mindfuck of a movie as well when you actually kind of think of it. And
did you
as
say
the
4-1 though?
Yeah.
I voted
Yes,
for
4-1.
Martian too.
Yeah, it was that way.
So did everybody else except for Q.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking of it differently.
Do the math.
Arrival. It's a sad movie too if you actually think about the story as a whole. But Martian, it's kind of a scary movie when you actually think about it, all the stuff that he's done. Plus, having to deal with all that shit, literally shit, all the time, kind of makes me laugh. So Martian 4-1 moves on to the next round. Q starts us off, and we have Silence of the Lambs versus Misery.
Versus what?
Misery.
No.
Oh, I gotta go Misery. I'm not gonna say
Misery.
why, but I'm just gonna go Misery.
I know
Misery
why.
gets a
Why?
vote on
Is
that
it
one.
because I was born in Missouri?
Actually, no, that was not my reason, but I like that one better.
But that is the reason why all the trees in Iowa point south. Misery gets a vote. Casey, is it Misery or Silence of the Lambs? He's going to hate me by the end of this episode.
No.
By the end, I think he already does.
I know.
Oh, my hatred started with the fucking Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption.
Hey, I told you that was going to be your decision in the end, but
I will not break my word, and I said I will not vote against Stephen King unless I absolutely have to. So, Misery.
Misery gets a vote. Shanna, Misery or Silence of the Lambs?
I'm going Silence of the Lambs.
I will also go with Silence of the Lambs on this one. I quote that movie a lot more than I do Misery. So, but it also leaves Q with a tie-breaking decision on this one. Q, do you want to know who it will be facing in the next round?
So I'm pretty sure it doesn't leave it to Q to a tie-breaking
Maybe
decision.
it's to her because I voted
Or
first.
sorry, Jess. Sorry,
Yeah, I
it
voted
does.
first.
Sorry. It is a 2-2 vote. Silence of the Lambs with 2, Misery with 2. Jess,
One
it is a
vote,
tie-breaking
okay.
decision. Both of these are horror movies. Do you want to know who is facing in the next round?
Yeah,
And
sure.
good, because it's very important information on this one, because Misery is a King novel. It will be facing another 3-2 in Carrie, which is another King novel.
Go with your home
Is it
state.
Silence of the Lambs or Misery?
I'm sorry,
Not-
Casey, but I'm gonna have to do that to you
Not that I'm trying to sway your decision or anything.
because I can care less about both of these movies, and books. So I'm gonna have to do that to you.
Oh, the pain.
I know, right?
Yeah, give me.
Misery moves on to the next round. Next up, Casey starts us off, and we have Fellowship of the Ring versus and Q. You got to help me out on this one because I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Dissolution of Smog.
Desolation
Smog.
of Smog.
Smog.
Smog. Okay.
It would be Smog, but I didn't fuck with the Hobbit movies. Like, I get the background story and I like it, but I don't know. I feel like if they'd have came out first before the Lord of the Rings, I might have fucked with them more. But I'm gonna have to go with Fellowship.
Fellowship of the Ring gets a vote on that one. Actually, you know what? It's going to get a vote from Q later on, but actually, Casey supposed to start that off. I was just looking for clarification on pronunciation. Casey, is it Fellowship or Dissolution?
I don't think either of the two of them are great movies in either of the two franchises. I love the books. I'll go with Fellowship of the Ring, though.
Fellowship of the Ring gets a vote. Shanna, I'll get this eventually.
This is going to be one of those the day the earth stood still kind of moments, but I'm going to agree with Q. I did not fuck with the Hobbit movies either. I did not enjoy them. I don't even think I've made it through a full one, but I absolutely love the Fellowship of the Rings. So I got to go with Lord of the Rings.
Jess, is this going to be a sweep?
Sweep it up.
Sweep it up. It is a 5-0.
Whoa.
I'm going to go with Fellowship as well. So
You're just gonna skip me?
You voted first.
you already voted.
No. It was supposed to be the other way around. You said I was gonna vote for it later, And
Yeah,
Supposed to go for it.
are you going to vote for it or not?
well, I mean, yeah, most definitely.
Then
Fellowship's my
fuck
favorite
you.
one of the.
Let's just go with Fellowship then.
That's my favorite
Shanna.
Lord of the Rings movie.
Shanna starts us off. We have Mrs. Doubtfire versus Babe.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Even though I didn't know it was a book, I'm going Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire gets a vote. I'm gonna go with Babe, dude. I love this movie. I've loved it since I was in like 5th grade when I actually first
So, what,
seen the
2
movie,
years
this
ago?
damn movie. Shit, that was 90, 98, 97, around there. I think. I don't know.
Your take.
Babe gets my vote though. Jess, is it Babe or Mrs. Doubtfire?
Mrs. Doubtfire. Going with Robin Williams for Harvey.
Q, Mrs. Doubtfire or Babe?
I'm very upset you said that. So I was going to be like, who's the lead role in Mrs. Doubtfire? And then when someone said Rob Blooms, I was going to be like, yeah, the other way.
I ruined it for you.
Yeah, I know. You fucked me over. I'm going with Babe. Fuck
Babe
Rob
gets a
Blooms.
vote, which means it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Casey. Do you want to know who it's facing in the next round?
Actually, I think I will pass this time because I want to vote for the winner of the Robin Williams Memorial Tournament on An Evening at the Movies, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Doubtfire moves on in a 3-2 split. I start this one off. We have Psycho finishing up the rest of the entire bracket, so no more movies after this one. We have Psycho versus The Exorcist. That's a good sound effect right there. I'm gonna go with Psycho. It's already won a bracket, but I still love this movie, so get that one. Jess, scary movie versus scary movie. Is it Psycho or Exorcist? You're on mute.
I'm gonna go with Psycho because I live with one.
Q?
I'm going to go with Psycho because I am one.
Psycho will be moving on after that one. Casey, is it Psycho or Exorcist?
For Harvey, I will vote for The Exorcist.
And Shanna finishes up.
Exorcist.
In a 3-2 vote, Psycho moves on to the next round. That is the end of round 1. We will be right back after this break. Shanna did her ad already, so Casey, it is yours.
We interrupt this episode of Bracket Bastards to bring you the following information about An Evening at the Movies, everybody's favorite movie-based podcast where we eat stale popcorn, drink watered-down sodas, and talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. On the horizon for An Evening at the Movies, we have Stephen King Birthday Bonanza coming up all of the month of September, Halloween Horror Fest in October, and we will be returning to random ass shit in November and December. Also coming up in September as well, we will be debuting the Chaos bracket of our brackets that we do on our show. So tune in wherever you get your podcast listening fix. I now return you to your regularly scheduled episode of Bracket Bastards. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Welcome back for round 2. It looks like Jess will be starting us off on this one. And we have Silver Linings Playbook versus Full Metal Jacket.
Silver Linings Playbook.
We'll be getting a vote on that one, Q.
I'm going with the Full Metal Jacket.
Casey.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Shanna.
Silver Linings.
Thought you're going to give me the tie-breaking decision. I'm going to go with Full Metal Jacket on that one, but Silver Linings Playbook moves on to the next round in another split vote. Q starts us off. God, it happened again. We have Jurassic Park.
Fucking right, doggy.
Versus The Martian.
Ooh, that's almost a tough one. Almost. Still going Jurassic Park, most
I know. I
definitely.
just had to have you say it. Jurassic Park gets a vote on that one. Casey.
Jurassic Park versus what?
The Martian.
Jurassic Park.
Shanna.
Rhetorical question. It's going to be Jurassic Park for me.
I will prevent a sweep on this one and go with The Martian. Personally, I think it's a better movie. Although I have read the
Personally, I think you're wrong.
I've never read Crichton's Jurassic Park, but I have read the Martian though, and as far as book to movie goes, The Martian is actually pretty damn good correlation. So there's that one. Jeff, finish this out.
Fuck you, Freddie. That's what I'm gonna finish it out with.
It's already moving on, Q.
I know, but you prevented a sweep again.
Just like you with Robin Williams.
I mean, that was the
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Jurassic Park.
The really sad part is I actually forgot about that. Jurassic Park moves on 4-1. Next up, Casey starts us off, and we have Fellowship of the Ring versus Stand By Me.
Easily.
I mean, the fellowships kind of got to stand by each other, don't they?
Wait, who starts this off?
It's Casey, but Q wouldn't shut up. So, Casey, what's your vote?
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me gets a vote. It is a King novel, so there's that one. Shanna, Stand By Me or Fellowship of the Ring?
I got to go with Fellowship of the Ring.
Gets a vote. I will. You know what? For Harvey. There's a backtrack somewhere. For Harvey, I will be going with Stand By Me. Jess, is it Stand By Me or Fellowship of the Ring?
Fellowship.
Which means it's a tie-breaking decision coming down to Q.
Fellowship.
Did you take your wedding ring off and put it on your finger?
Yes.
Is that some kind of hidden message? I mean, I don't want to marry you. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal in this state. So
Detail. We'll work past that.
yeah.
I'll sign the papers for you. I'll sign the papers for you, Freddie. Take him.
No, I'm good. Slave labor is illegal in this state too. So
Damn it.
but Q, Stand By Me or Fellowship?
Oh, Fellowship, most definitely.
Fellowship moves on. Another King movie down. 3-2.
We're not doing songs.
Shanna starts us off. We have Dracula versus Psycho.
Dracula.
We'll be getting a vote on this one. I'm going to go with Psycho.
You would.
I would. Sorry, I love that movie. Jess, Psycho with Dracula.
Dracula.
Q?
Isn't Dracula kind of a psycho?
I mean, he's doing it because he's got to eat, so he's got purpose.
So is the T-Rex.
That's what I'm saying.
Touche.
I support Rexy, dude. Dracula gets a vote and the win on that one. Casey, finish us up.
Dracula.
4-1. Apparently, I'm the only one to. I'm gonna break that.
I got one.
Sweep on that one. I start this one off, and we have Catch Me If You Can versus 50 Shades of Grey. Again, for my wife, I will be going with 50 Shades of Grey. Jess
50 Shades.
gets another vote. Q.
You'll never catch me watching 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, he watched them, believe me.
I mean, you didn't catch me doing it though, so that's the important thing. Catch me if you can.
Gets a vote. Casey, Catch Me If You Can or 50 Shades of Grey.
Catch Me If You Can.
Which means it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Shanna. Do you want to know who is facing in the next round?
Sure.
In a 3-2 split, either one of these movies will be facing another 3-2 split in Silver Linings Playbook.
I'm going 50 Shades.
50 Shades in a split vote moves on to the next round. Jeff starts us off. We have a horror movie matchup.
Why do they keep landing on me?
We have. Do you not want a horror movie matchup? I'll give you something else.
I hate horror movies.
Right.
Tell you what.
That just adds to
No, because I want that to go to somewhere else. Jess, is it Ready Player One or Mrs. Doubtfire?
Fuck you, Freddie. I like all of these movies.
I throw you a lifeline by switching the movies and or switching the matchup for you,
You still get a fuck you.
and I get a decent offer. So there's that.
I'll go with Ready Player One.
Ready Player One gets a vote. Q.
I mean, I already did my Ready Player One like little deep voice thing. So yeah, Ready Player One
Gets another one. Casey, Ready Player One and Mrs. Doubtfire.
I will give my vote. I did not make these rankings podcast network, and they've all voted for Ready Player One, so Ready Player One.
Down goes Williams. Down goes Williams.
That's the third vote, which means Ready Player One will be moving on. Shanna.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm part of that network too, and I'm voting Doubtfire.
Avoiding a sweep, Mrs. Doubtfire gets a vote. I'm going to give it to
Casey
Ready
Wayne.
Player One.
You're the vocal
4-1.
minority.
Ready Player One moves on to the next round. Next up, Q starts us off. We have The Green Mile versus Jaws.
The Green Mile is too long.
I hate you. I hate you.
So I'm gonna have to go
Not yet.
Jaws.
Jaws gets a vote. Casey?
I'm not voting against King.
Yes, you are.
Green Mile.
Vote against
Green Mile.
No, I'm
Green Mile
not.
gets. No, he will in a bit. Don't worry about that one. Green Mile gets a vote. Shanna, Green Mile or Jaws?
Hashtag bite my ass, Casey. I'm going Jaws.
I hate you.
Would you consider Green Mile like a scary movie?
No.
So I'm gonna go Green Mile, leaving King in the good hands of Jess. You are a tie-breaking decision on this one, there, dear. 3-2 on both of these, Green Mile and Jaws. Do you want to know who's facing in the next round?
Sure, why not?
Going 4-1 last round, we have Dracula.
We'll go Jaws. Yay.
Jaws.
Love
Jaws
you,
and a
Casey.
3-2.
No, you
Casey,
don't.
Casey starts this one off. He is the only one to blow his load, so we can't do it here. Is it Carrie or Misery?
Because I know he's watching right now because he's been commenting. So for you, Dre, I'm going to vote for Misery.
His comments are not coming up, dude. If you want your comments to come up, you're probably gonna have to go to YouTube and figure that out because it's not showing up on my thing. So
Nor here.
Well,
So what was your vote there, sir?
He said Misery.
Misery. All right, Misery gets a vote on that one. Shanna, Misery or Carrie?
I feel like Annie is way scarier than Carrie. So I'm going Misery.
You know, I was about to say you can outrun Annie, but then I realized the plot line of the story.
And you also realize I'm fat, so I'm not outrunning anybody.
I always tell people, if you ever see me running, you better catch up, because I'm running for something you don't want to fuck with. I'm gonna go for Carrie on this one, just to keep things interesting. Jess, is it Carrie or Misery?
I'll go with Carrie to give him a tiebreaker.
Which is very fitting. Q, do you want to know who's facing in the next round?
Sure, why not?
It's either Carrie or Misery going against Jurassic Park in the next round.
It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't.
Amanda says Carrie.
Oh, well, in that case, then I'm not going Carrie. I'm going to go with Misery.
Misery moves on in a split vote, 3-2. We'll be facing Jurassic Park in the next round.
I kind of feel like I wouldn't be a target of Carrie's because I'm not a cunt. So I'd be like safe.
Bite me. Amanda says bite me.
Mark the spot.
I mean, yeah, that's... All right, that is the end of round 2. We'll be right back right after this break for round 3 and beyond. Nobody else has ads to do, so I'm not worried about that. The only person who has done a blown every loads or a final swing would be Casey, so he's out of the running on this one. I think that's it. So welcome back for round 3 and beyond. It looks like Shanna starts us off on this one, and I'm going to give her Jaws versus Dracula.
I think I'm going to go Dracula.
Dracula gets a vote on this one. I'm going to go for the summer classic, as always. The only real way to watch this movie is when you're in a freaking inner tube watching on a big screen. It is Jaws for me. Jess, Jaws or Dracula?
I love Dracula.
Cute.
It's kind of weird because they can both smell blood from really far away.
From a really far away.
Shut the fuck up.
What is wrong with that?
Not a goddamn thing because I said it. I'm going Jaws.
Jaws gets a vote, which means it's a tie-breaking decision coming down to Casey. Your partner is going Dracula all the way, but what is your call?
I have one thing to say, and that's to all you fuckers that voted for Jaws. Fuck you all, Dracula.
Yeah.
Can I pass on the offer?
Dracula moves on 3-2 to the next round.
Did you say Jacqueline?
I said Dracula moves on to the next round.
I like Dracula better, actually.
Dracula. No, I was.
Jacqueline.
I was gonna bring up with Dracula moving on. I was gonna bring up this comment, by the way.
Bite me.
Just for shits and giggles. It does move on to the final 4. I start us off because Shanna started that one off, so I start this one off. And we have, let's go Silver Lining Playbook versus 50 Shades of Grey. I'm gonna go 50 Shades of Grey again for my wife. She was the one that picked this book movie combo to go in here, so I'm gonna have to go with her on this one. I guess my vote. Jess, 50 Shades or Silver Linings Playbook?
50 Shades.
Q, 50 Shades or Silver Linings Playbook?
I'll go with what Dre said. Silver Lining.
Casey?
The network
damn it,
says Silver
no,
Linings
we're
Playbook.
So Silver Linings Playbook on that one as well. So it is a tie-breaking decision. coming down to Shanna. Is it Silver Linings Playbook or 50 Shades of Grey?
The
It's very
vocal
fitting
minority
that it
better
should be
vote right this time.
coming down to me. the dirty little creeper in me is definitely going to go with 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Ew.
But is a dirty little creeper in you going to control your entire vote?
Yeah, it controls my entire life. Alter for a vote? No.
Have you not heard what her collection is?
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey has gone with a split vote this entire time. Into the final four. Jess starts us off on this one, and we have Jurassic Park versus Misery.
Damn it!
Park.
Why did I get to start?
Because I knew I kind of wanted for it to go last on this one, but I couldn't figure that one out. So, Q, is it Jurassic Park or Misery?
JP, definitely.
Just playing.
Just
So
partying. I'm kind of hoping, like, since it's already 2 up and there's only 1 vote separating it currently, that Misery just goes with like the next 3 votes and Jurassic Park just dies all of a sudden.
All right, why do you got to put that in people's heads, you asshole?
Because DeAndre is voting for Misery too, so I kind of want to go for our fan type thing because I'm a fan voter as well. People vote, people comment on our thing. I tend to go with them. So
hey, I voted with our fans, last round. So I mean,
and if it is a tie-breaking decision, it comes down to me. So be nice. Is it Casey? Is it Misery or Jurassic Park?
So I will cast my vote with the question, Dre, how's your ankle feeling? Because I'm voting for Misery.
Misery gets a vote. Shanna.
I just can't give you that kind of power, Freddie. I can't trust you to do the right thing. I'm going Jurassic Park.
I was going to go with both Amanda and Dre, by the way, 2 people from the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast collective. I was going to go with Misery as well, but Jurassic Park moves on.
Serious.
I'm
calling it an emergency board meeting.
You can't revoke my membership. I was voted in.
Although, just to say this, so Jurassic Park went 4-1 in the first 2 rounds. This time it went 3-2, so it is losing that traction. Last up in this particular round, Q starts us off, and we have Ready Player One versus Fellowship of the Ring.
It's a hard one.
That's what she
Fuck
said.
these bracket bastards for making this a thing.
FYB. Fuck you, bastards.
All right.
Nobody has blown their load except for Casey, by the way.
You gonna blow it?
No. Ready Player One.
Ready Player One gets a vote. Casey, Ready Player One or Fellowship of the Ring?
Ready Player One.
Gets another one. Shanna?
I gotta go with Lord of the Rings.
I'm going to go with Ready Player One on this one. I'm not a huge fan of Lord of the Rings in general, so it wouldn't go there. Jess, Fellowship of the Ring or Ready Player One?
I see myself watching Ready Player One more than I see myself watching Lord of the Rings. So I'm gonna go with Ready Player One.
Ready Player One moves on to the final 4. Casey starts this off. Do you want to start off with Ready Player One, Jurassic Park, 50 Shades of Grey, or Dracula?
Let's go with 50 Shades and Dracula, and I'll cast my vote for Dracula.
Well, it's just, you get to pick one of those movies, and then whatever that movie is matching up against is the one we're going off of. You just get to pick whatever matchup we have next.
Dracula.
Okay. Is it Dracula or Jurassic Park?
Shit.
Dracula.
Dracula gets a vote. Shanna.
Gonna blow my load.
Ooh.
Shanna has decided to blow her load on this one, which means I vote next. I don't like the movie Dracula, but I want to piss off Q.
You son of a bitch.
There's no. You know what? I'm gonna go with Dracula on this one because I feel it's going to be the easier movie to beat in the finals, and I'm good with either one of those movies winning this on the other side, winning this one. So I'm going to go with that. Jess, is it Dracula or Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park.
Q?
T-Rex would eat fucking Dracula.
Ooh, would then he become a dinosaur Dracula?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Would it have wings so make it a dragon?
Because I know that they have Sharkula.
But yeah, I'm
And-
definitely going Jurassic Park.
And Blackula too, but that's besides the point. It is a tie matchup, by the way. Shanna finishes off after blowing her load. Is it Dracula or Jurassic Park?
Both books are incredible. I just feel like I enjoy watching Jurassic Park more. So Jurassic Park.
In a 3-2 split, Jurassic Park moves on to the next round. So that one actually came down to a tie-breaking decision.
Our 3-year-old even likes Jurassic Park.
Factual.
I start this one off, and we have 50 Shades of Grey versus Ready Player One. Now, I love my wife. I do. I've said that multiple times. She put 50 Shades of Grey in here, and I've believed I have helped get 50 Shades of Grey here, but I'm a huge fan of Ready Player One. So I will be voting for Ready Player One. I personally think it's a better movie anyway. Jess, is it Ready Player One or 50 Shades of Grey?
I'm going to stick with 50 Shades.
So Amanda's in comments. So see, this one is tough because if you haven't read the book and seen the movie, it's not fair to choose. What combination are you talking about, though? Are you talking about Jurassic Park and Dracula or 50 Shades and Ready Player One? So, one of those. All right. Jess is going with 50 Shades. Q, is it 50 Shades or Ready Player One?
I'm more of a player one type of person, so
Yes, I caught that. For people who are listening and not watching this, there's a little lower hand motion on that one. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just where we are on YouTube, look up Bracket Bastards and you figure out what the fuck he's doing. So there's that. Ready Player One gets a vote. Casey, Ready Player One or 50 Shades of Grey?
Hasta la vista, 50 Shades of Grey, Ready Player One.
Gets a vote. Shanna finishes up.
I'm going to go with the color ambiguous movie, 50 Shades.
In a split vote, Ready Player One moves on to the finals. Third place. Jeff starts us off. Is it Dracula or 50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades.
We'll be getting a vote. Q.
why is it called 50 Shades of Grey?
You'll have to watch the movie to find out.
I
And
don't
read the
think
book,
it explains
actually.
it.
I've seen the movie.
You have to read the books to find out.
Yeah,
Well,
you have to read the books. But it's Grey because the main one of the main characters' last name is Grey. All right, that's where the Grey comes in, and there's multiple
Shady
degrees.
areas that he's into.
It's what they're saying is it's not all black and white. He's not all good and he's not all bad. There are 50 shades
Of him.
of Grey,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a play on words because his last name is Grey.
Interesting.
But Amanda,
It's not the color.
No, it's
it kind of focuses on this because his name is Grey and he's 50 shades of fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
the best way to describe that.
Yeah, that
I like
too.
that.
Yeah. So, what is your vote there, sir? 50 Shades or Dracula?
Oh, Drac.
Dracula gets a vote. Casey, Dracula or 50 Shades?
Dracula.
Shanna.
I don't think I could live in a world where I voted 50 Shades over Dracula, so I'm going to go Dracula.
I will be going with my wife on this one. It's 50 Shades of Grey for me, but Dracula does move on third place.
So really quick before we move on, Freddie.
Yep.
Amanda wanted me to reference the fact that she may or may not have created an international incident on one of her last vacations. She found an amazingly cool looking copy of Dracula at the hotel in Mexico and brought it back across the border with her and did
She
not
snuck
pay
it
for
past customs in her butt.
Imagine that paper cut.
Damn.
That'd be one hell of a paper cut. Just
when it's in your butthole, it's called a fistula.
Only you would know that. Only you would know that.
Nope, I know that too. It's a fact.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. How do you know
yeah,
that?
but she works in a hospital, so anyway.
You put
Anyway,
Avenue.
No.
Dracula moves on, gets third place. We are down to the finals. Q starts us off. Q, Jess, myself have not blown our loads. So, Q, is it Ready Player One or Jurassic Park?
Like you have to ask.
Right. I mean, it's kind of rhetorical.
I mean, he loved Jurassic Park, but he's also a big gamer. So
I am a big gamer, and it hurts me.
It does. So it's kind of one of those things.
However, I did play the Jurassic Park video game on like the Sega, so still going Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park gets a vote. Casey, Jurassic Park or Ready Player One?
Ready Player One.
Shanna?
Jurassic Park.
I will be going for Ready Player One.
My damn Stephen King pick.
So, Jess,
this is Steven Spielberg.
Knowing who it's going to face in the finals, is it Jurassic Park or Ready Player One?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. So, Ready Player One gets second in this particular one. All right. Casey starts us off in the finals. Casey and Shanna have blown their load. This is the last time to blow any of loads that we have. Q, Jess, and myself are the only ones to do that. So, Casey, is it Jurassic Park or The Princess Bride? Now I'm going to let you know, this is like Q's favorite movie versus my favorite movie.
That it is.
It's up there.
We've both fucked you over this entire time.
So who do you like more?
But Freddie did it. Freddie did it on purpose a lot more.
If you look at comments,
I see one comment. It's just Amanda. That's okay.
Okay, for one, her vote probably is just rhetorical because she knows me well enough that she knows what I'm thinking, and that's probably where I'm going anyway. You just presented me horaciously nightmaric options. Q actually voted out some of my favorite shit. So fuck you, Q. Princess Bride.
And I didn't do anything. I just set up the board, and I set up the board via topics like horror and children's and adults and stuff like that. So that was just me. Everything else voted was like 1/5 my part. That's it. Princess Bride does get a vote on that one. Shanna, is it Jurassic Park or Princess Bride?
I would rather scrub my urethra with a straw cleaning brush than make this decision. Oh my god.
I was
trying
to figure out where the hell you're going with that.
Oh. I gotta go Jurassic
And you
Park.
can't blow your load either. Haha.
Yep, she can't blow her load. Jurassic Park gets a vote. It's a tie game. I will be blowing my load because I am a man of completion. Jess,
Fuck you, Freddy. AKA,
Well, I mean,
or fuck you, bastards, because this sucks.
fuck you, bastards.
FUB, or FYB, however you want to say it.
I'm more of a fan of FWB, but that's me.
Fucking whore, Freddy.
I know, I'm a total slut.
I'm gonna go Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park gets a vote. Q is gonna love this, but just so he can make the final decision, I'm not gonna have him blow. I'm not gonna have you blow your load because you're not gonna have to. I'm gonna go for Princess Bride. It is a split decision, sir. Is it The Princess Bride or Jurassic Park?
But I wanted to blow my load, Freddy.
I'm not letting you. I am preventing you. I am cockholding you.
You fucking cock blocking, blue balling motherfucker.
Yes.
I mean, you
Jurassic
can still blow your
Park.
load.
All the fucking way. It's a 3-time champion. 3-time champion.
Granted, you can, since it is Jurassic Park, if you want to blow your load anyway, that's your own thing. You just can't do it on camera because we're not rated for that.
I mean, yeah, I guess we're not rated X. We're rated R, aren't we?
Spider-Man,
we really are.
Spider-Man.
That's not webbing. Jurassic Park does get a third vote, which means it will be getting first place on this entire bracket. To be perfectly honest, I don't disagree with the decision. Jurassic Park it's a good movie. It's won, like I said, 3 different bracketology brackets, including the winners bracket, which means it had all the winners, or at least the winners representatives from all the brackets that we've done on that show. And it got a bye in the first round because it won two of the previous brackets. So it went through that entire thing and still won. So you got to give it to props on that one. It was the first time winning one of our brackets. So there's that. That's the end of our show this week there, guys. Jess, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram under JessMay93 or Facebook under JessMay Bannister or this podcast, Wreckbusters.
Q?
Oh, you can find me on the island with all the dinosaurs.
You wish
Eagle Sorna.
it.
And you can also find me on Facebook, which you will see pictures of dinosaurs in the background. No, you can find me on Facebook under Quentin Bannister. You can also find me on Instagram under Master Bastard Q because, well, I'm not only the best bastard, I am the master of these bastards.
And this week he's Mr. Cloud 9 because after Jurassic Park winning this bracket, our last 2 people we have this week are our lovely guests from it's the Reapers themselves, actually. Casey, where can people find you?
You can find me on all social media under my name, Casey Box. You can find An Evening at the Movies as well as Literature Reapers on Facebook, Twitter, all of them. Just search for the name. Like I said in the ad, tune in for Stephen King Birthday Bonanza coming up. We've got the first 5 movies of his, starting with Carrie, Salem's Lot, The Shining, Creepshow, and Cujo, all throughout the month of September, every Wednesday. And 19 Minutes will be coming out on Labor Day on Literature Reapers as well. So thank you for having myself, even though this was horseshit but fuckery. And Stephen King should have made it further in this damn tournament.
Well, speaking of Stephen King, by the way, and bracketology, starting, I believe, tomorrow when our discontinued favorites bracket ends, we will be celebrating Stephen King. So we have 32 Stephen King projects, at least, will be going head to head in the next bracket starting in a couple days on that one. And that movie, that has not been released until now. So enjoy that one. Shanna, where can people find you?
Probably locked in a basement after my network compadres disown me for my voting.
Along with Dre.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a weird kink of 50 Shades right there.
Yeah, until I come to my senses, literally.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Anywho, I can be found on the I Did Not Make These Podcast Rankings Network. Drafts every Tuesday night. Crime Rewind drops every Tuesday morning. An Evening at the Movies drops every Wednesday. I'm typically found there as well. And then we also have Literature Reapers, which drops Mondays mid-month, and then first Monday of each month. You can find me on all of the social medias under Shanna Lindemann or by the name of the podcast that you're looking for. And again, in the basement.
I am your host,
Or
Freddie
deeper.
Fisher. You can find me. I'm your host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracketology. As I've been talking about this entire show, we have 2 polls going up every single day. In the next 2 days, discontinued favorites will be finishing currently in the finals. It is Surge versus Choco Taco. And we also have movie theater snacks going on as well. But coming up, we have the Stephen King bracket. We have Bracket Bastards on Facebook as well. We have Bracket Bastards on Twitter. It is now called X. I got to get out of the tune of that one. So we're on X at Bracket Bastards. I'm at Fisher777. On Instagram, you can find me at Can't Lick Me. Not one word. Coming up next week, by the way, guys, we have a country music singer coming up, and we're doing war movies. So, and it's not just American war movies either. We're doing stuff like 300 is in there, and I think there's a couple sci-fi war movies in there too. So, go ahead and check that one out. I will be leaving today's show with 2 things. One, the wrestling fans, as you can tell by Casey's name on there, let me in for Bray. We lost 2 major wrestlers this week. One is Terry Funk, who I grew up with. The other one is Bray Wyatt. I would like to extend not only mine, but the rest of the show's condolences to their families in need currently. So go out and support them if you can. But the last part of this is by the late, great Jerry Springer, Jerry Springer, and that is this. Take care of yourself and each other. Have a good week, guys.
Also, rest in peace to Bob Barker.
Right, because the price is right.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Bitch.